Things are getting from bad to worse for the NatWest group following Alison Rose's resignation as the share price of the bank has collapsed. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel that challenges the mainstream media and the political establishment, from the left-wing nutters to the globalist elite. Okay, so we have so much to talk to you guys about today. Some of it is still related to the saga around Nigel Farage's cancellation. We're going to do a number of videos on that because we've had some reaction from the establishment, but also there's something about the Labour Party to mention. Keir Starmer now knows how to define a woman. So later on today, we're going to be talking about Starmer's women problem. But first, let's talk about the NatWest group, because it's still escalating the situation. Nigel Farage has managed to get cancelled and uncancelled himself single-handedly, which is very impressive. He used his massive platform. He had a lot of support from across the country. And this problem that initially was about Coutts & Co. and Nigel's account is no longer about Nigel Farage, and he knows it, and he's mentioned it on his own GB News show. This is about hundreds of other people, thousands of other people who have been cancelled over the years, especially by banks and other institutions, because of their political views, or because they are politically incorrect, or because they're just not woke enough. And there is this massive campaign that Nigel is now launching to fight on behalf of everybody else who's been cancelled. I do wonder if that's going to include people like Katie Hopkins or Tommy, but probably not. But those guys have been cancelled way before any of this, and nobody mentioned it, apart from people like me and this channel. But that aside, there's this massive issue with the NatWest group and their reputation and credibility. They got rid of Alison Rose thinking this could be a good kind of method to do damage control. I mean, if they really wanted to do damage control, they could have sorted it out in the first place. They shot themselves in the foot. Then they started the fight with Nigel Farage. Then they had Alison Rose briefing the BBC, sharing private information of a private client, customer, with the BBC, and they didn't apologize early on. They kept trying to make excuses, and then she resigned at 2 a.m, which I'm still very mad about because I had to work late. But now they wonder why their share price of the bank has collapsed. Yes, so the Nigel Farage row has now wiped out off £600 million from the NatWest share price. Now, whilst this is amusing and all this, let's not forget, a lot of people still have a bank account with NatWest, so they're going to be affected by this. But the only solution is don't have a bank account with NatWest. It's the only solution I can basically provide at this point. Even though a lot of people will be affected, it's their own fault, and we still have the invisible hand of the market. We still can have some people power when it comes to some areas of authoritarianism. We can just boycott. We can just withdraw our support from certain banks or institutions or corporations. So £600 million is basically 3.5% collapse in the share price. And you can see, firstly, they had a bit of a bump, but in reality, it's already been going down. It's been consistently low since 2008. You wonder why? Well, over the last few years, the last 5 to 10 years, less than that, we've had the rise of the new banks, the new online banks, and they have been destroying the traditional banks. And also, government subsidies haven't really helped nationalizing these banks, or even partly nationalizing them. You can see the NatWest share price in the 2000s, and then that created a bubble. Then 2008 financial crisis hit, and then in late 2008, early 2009, when the government bailout happened, well, didn't help, did it? Look at it. The only people that benefited were the people who were, I mean, yeah, those who had a bank account, they didn't lose all the money. But the people at the top of the banks, they survived. They continued to get their bonuses. Everything was fine with them. But it's been down since 2008-9. It hasn't even successfully managed to recover. I mean, we're not expecting it to get to like 4,000 or 5,000 shares in regards to, the mid 2000s. But it's been absolutely embarrassing, the state of the traditional banking system in this country, and the people who are in charge of the monetary system, Bank of England, they don't know what they're doing, and they continue to get bonuses as well, and they're fine with their own investment portfolios, but everybody else, yeah, we're suffering. I think there's a massive point to be made about supporting British people, British industries, and essentially everything that's supposed to be British, considering we've got mass migration going on. We've got a lot of trade deals coming in, which is good, but it has also massive impact on a lot of our industries, and no one's willing to talk about it. On that note, I need a favor from you guys, if it's okay. If you're watching this right now, if you happen to be a farmer or know a farmer or some farmers in your area or your family, do me a favor, please, because I can't explain what I'm about to be doing. It's going to be quite juicy. If you could send me an email, whether you're a farmer or in your family or anybody else you know, get in touch with me, please. The email is in the description because I've got something to talk to you guys about. So those of you who know any farmers, please send me an email. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.